I actually need some notes because I can't do what you do, and I don't want to forget anything. But I do want to thank everyone for coming today and giving me this moment to just explain kind of how this work came to be in this space. It has a lot to do with fate, I think, because who would have ever thought that we would match up? It was kind of like a blind date in a way. I would like to thank Warren for giving me the opportunity to talk to you today and to just be here to explain this, because this is my least favorite thing to do. My least favorite thing in the world to do is to talk in front of people and to try to explain this very personal process that is almost impossible to put into words. It's hard to do. But it was a good challenge because it made me reflect on how I got here from a very short 6 months ago meeting. And it was simply by chance. The biggest thanks, I think, needs to go out to the Frame Center because they were the first to offer me a solo show back last fall. Said I had been a 20-year customer at the Frame Center, which says a lot about a business. It says a lot about something that Warren was talking about, building community. The people who own and run the Frame Center are people in my community. I'm so lucky to have that resource right in my hometown. They're a community of artists. They support artists, and they care a lot about what they do. And so I happened to have an exhibit there, and little did I know that Warren was a longtime, loyal, frequent customer at the Frame Center. I think you're there weekly. But so my thanks specifically goes out to Dina because she's my girl. She takes care of me. She's always there when I need her. We have our favorites. I know we both have our faves, but she's my girl, and she's the one that originally suggested the show. And so it was kind of a bit of a retrospective, really, because it contained work from many, many years of different series in my career. So it was a show entitled Seasons Change, and it took place over the fall through winter of last year. And Warren, I guess, showed up there a few times and saw my work. And after, I guess, a few conversations with some of the people there, prompting him to call the artist because he was asking a lot of questions about whether my work might fit in this space, we did finally have a conversation, and I brought some work down here and immediately knew that this space needed something really special. So a little quick history of me. One of 6 children, grew up in Weymouth. My parents are here, Bill and Diane. Thank you for being here. They are the reason that I do what I do because they didn't discourage me from being the crazy artist. So, so here I am doing what I do because of the original support of 2 amazing parents who let us be who we were going to be. And that is just such a gift for a parent to allow a kid to just take their own path. And my daughter's here, Eva. Coming from a generation of creative people. My daughter is a student at Parsons School of Design in New York. Little history of my mom's family. She is the daughter of a stitcher who actually worked right around the corner on Nealon Street making men's shirts, and then wound up being a stitcher in a curtain factory. And just hardworking people, hardworking women. Am I? Oh, I thought you were. I thought you were worried about my sound. And thanks to my husband for being here, Bill, who also has been a great support, letting me do what I do, even when I was unsure of what I was going to do. I went to Catholic school my whole life because, again, parents who wanted to do for their kids, even with very little money. put us all through Catholic school and encouraged us all to go to college. I went to Emmanuel College and received a BFA in fine art. That one was a win because I actually got a full boat, so that was helpful. I tried to give them a little break on that one, on scholarship, and then went on to Mass Art and got my master's in fine art in painting. But when I write, Claude, my guy, Mass Art grads are the best, really my first passion, I was a painting major, but my first passion was using lots of great materials. I loved collage. Collage was like everything because it was a really quick, immediate, raw way of putting things together. It's my way of thinking, really. It's my way of putting down a foundation on a surface. And I don't know if anyone understands this, but looking at a blank canvas is one of the most intimidating things you can ever do. So putting things on that surface is like the greatest way to start. It's just like, so wonderful and immediate. And so in this work, you're going to see those little remnants of the stuff I love to work with. So this was a great opportunity for me to go back to my favorite way of working. So just to kind of give a little background on the process of how this came about. So I came down here, had some paintings, immediately knew that they weren't going to work here, and immediately knew that we had to do something really special, and it was going to have to be custom for this space. So then I had to explain to this guy that that's what needed to happen. So I did my little song and dance and measured out the space and decided like what size and shape I wanted to work on. And so these pieces are made on wooden panels. They are multi-paneled. So this is a diptych, and the two middle pieces are triptychs. That means there's 3 parts to them. This one means there's 2 parts to them. They're meant to feel like kind of pages in a book or a sequential kind of image that travels down the hallway, like traveling in that little story, that journey in time. And I wanted there to be a continuous horizon running through the whole thing so it feels cohesive. And it's really meant to be symbolic about kind of uniting the whole visual experience, but also uniting all the elements that are inside it. And those elements are meaningful. So the pieces of fabric, the collections that I came up with to start the foundation of these would be some maps of Boston. There are pieces of joss paper or incense paper that are found in Asian markets for spiritual ceremonies for burning. And there's ink drawings, there's fabric patterns, there's patterns for making garments layered in there. There's actual fabric that I stole out of Eva's studio in all of these pieces of bamboo here. There are logos for the Garment Workers Union. There's a tag that's a vintage tag from the Garment Workers Union. So all of these elements are the foundation of the artwork, and you can see them up close. If you get a little closer, you'll start to see little remnants of kind of the artifacts that I found to build the base of these paintings. So the construction is collage first. The materials are glued down, and then the painting begins over the top of that. But the idea was to try to integrate some of the personal elements, the idea of the garment workers, the union. A lot of Warren's inspiration came to me after a few conversations and bringing my own personal vision for it into that. But it was inspired by his energy and by the energy that I felt just walking through the door here. And the sense of community that he has built here is what inspired me the most to think about what kind of artwork should go in a space like this, to feel like it's a place where people can have a shared experience in front of artwork that is about really kind of reaching out to everyone's past and everyone's history. And anyone who walks through the door can have a slightly different experience, but you can be united, like standing here looking at it and wondering about it and thinking about maybe memories in your own head. I wanted that to be kind of the unifying thread that runs through it. And actually the title of this series is called Common Threads, and it's meant to connect all of those pieces of inspiration that came from you and that comes from this building and all of the amazing work that's done here. And I hope that it inspires people to spend time with it, to maybe slow down instead of running by it and getting to the elevator. Maybe it's just a moment in your day that you get to kind of reflect and think about what are the special things that kind of make up a life, a memory. A place where you work is not just a building, it's an experience that can be shared. Thank you.
Most people just say I'm weird. Thank you.